violence and everything? Okay. Matt, you ready?
Take us.
All right, you ready? Hello?
Ready, sir.
He's ready?
Ready.
All right, good evening. First of all, I want to thank you all for your patience. Art Acevedo, ACE, VEDO, Interim Chief of Police, Aurora, Colorado Police Department. Earlier this evening, we had a shooting out here at our Aurora Mall at about 7:59 p.m. I wanted to take the community through the day that we've had here in the last few hours, get you to the actual shooting, then I'll get you to where we're at. So we had some officers working off duty here at the mall in uniform and at the theater. The officers advised me when I got here right after the shooting happened, I got here probably about 8:05 or so, that a group of teenagers had been causing problems for a few hours in the mall. The mall was going to close about 8 p.m. and obviously this is right about closing time. The officers that were working off duty received information that there may be an altercation at the food court, and as they were responding in their vehicle, in a police vehicle, the shots fired, reports of shots fired came out. We have information that we believe to have one shooter at this time, but keep in mind that's very preliminary, and we had one individual struck by gunfire. The individual is a male teenager. Immediately after the shots were fired, one of our off-duty officers working secondary employment here in uniform responded to the scene, found the individual struck by gunfire, and immediately commenced CPR. He continued CPR until Falk ambulance arrived on scene. They immediately scooped up the young victim and transported him to Children's Hospital. Unfortunately, the young victim has been pronounced at the hospital despite the efforts of our officer, Falk ambulance, and obviously the emergency room personnel at Children's Hospital. I want to speak real frankly to the people of Aurora, Denver, and Colorado, and actually to a lot of big cities across the country. Juvenile crime, these are young people, is a huge issue. Gun violence involving young people is a huge issue. And quite honestly, the fact that we are chasing these young people, we're arresting these young people, and they're going in one door and out the other, and this is what happens. Folks get hurt, folks get killed. Earlier today, our DART team, I was actually out this morning as well, when a carjacking occurred off of Havana. Fortunately for this community, we've spent most of the day looking for that carjacking suspect. And earlier this evening, I don't know if you all heard about it, but we had a pursuit of that carjacking suspect. It's preliminary. It looks like these suspects went to Denver. They crashed. 4 individuals took foot bail, and our officers, with the assistance of Denver PD, took all 4 individuals into custody. These were 4 juveniles, 3 females, and 1 male. And preliminarily, they're believed to have been involved in 2 carjackings and a crime spree, quite honestly, in the last day or two. And they shot the second victim of a carjacking because reportedly there was a language barrier and they got frustrated, and that individual was shot by the suspects. So here we are standing here on the same day talking about one individual, young person dead, another person shot, 2 people carjacked, other crimes we believe that are involved. So we're doing our job, but it's time for the courts, the legislature, to get serious about juvenile violence. One should wait until someone important has a loved one shot or killed. Is that what they're waiting for, to start putting these young people where they belong, not out in the streets, not in one door, not the other? And I'm going to pay attention to when our officers put themselves at risk, put this community at risk, chasing these young criminals. And when they get released, we're going to start keeping tabs. We're going to start reporting. And I challenge the media to start paying attention to that. Because we've had our officers shot at in December by individuals who have been in treatment somewhere, or at least in a facility, and not out one door, not the other, shooting police officers after we caught them with a firearm that was tied to 3 homicides. So we catch a young man with a firearm tied to 3 homicides, and he gets charged, tried, convicted, in one door, out the other, and within a matter of a week or so, he's shooting at police officers. So that's what we have right now. So I would just ask for the community to start speaking out, start demanding accountability, and start demanding the legislature starts paying attention. These are kids, but these are troubled kids, dangerous kids, and you cannot have them out on the street or sending them back to the streets where you are condemning them to death and to continued violence and to circumstances they probably don't belong in. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions. I want to thank you all again for your patience. Yes?
Chief, can you speak more to the epidemic of youth and crime, obviously not just in Aurora, but Denver, the state of Colorado, the nation? Can you speak a little more to that?
It's frustrating for me because unfortunately, we think we're helping young people when we say, hey, don't have a curfew in a lot of places in this country. I remember before I left Austin, Texas, and the year before I left to go to Houston as a police chief, they wanted to get rid of the juvenile curfew. And I said, why? I asked my council members there why, and they said, well, you're impacting black and brown kids. And so I looked at the data. We weren't writing a bunch of tickets. We weren't arresting kids for, I looked at 5 years of data. Rarely use that tool. You know what we use that tool for? To tell kids at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, get home. It gave us the authority to get them off the streets. And now, go pay attention to what's happened to cities where those tools have been taken away. You're seeing the shootings spiking, and it's sad. It's not just there. It's in Houston. It's all over the country. Yes, sir.
Chief, I would just like to clarify. You brought up several cases, I believe, that happened over the last day, specific to the one that's right behind us here at this scene. So the sequence of events, off-duty officers, they hear of an altercation occurring in the food court inside here. They respond?
Yes. No, they were responding when shots fired, reports of shots fired out here in the parking lot came out. Those officers started responding here. One of our officers working in the Century Theaters heard the broadcast as well, came upon the scene, located one male juvenile that was down and struck by gunfire, immediately started CPR.
Have the suspects been caught in this particular case?
No, we don't have a suspect in custody, but I can tell you, I can almost guarantee you we're going to catch that individual or individuals responsible for this tragedy out here.
So the altercation was unrelated, though, to...
Well, we don't know. Too soon to know. Yes, sir.
Regarding this incident today, does Aurora Mall still have a curfew in place for teenagers to be accompanied by an adult?
It's my understanding, I'm going to have to confirm it, but it's my understanding that they do not want young teenagers around without loitering without adult supervision. So that is my understanding. That's that policy, but I will confirm that with them all. And I'm going to talk to them and see just get an update on their security efforts. And I know that they do hire off-duty officers here. They hire them at the Century Theater. But to the individual or individuals responsible for this death, I can guarantee you, you're going to be caught. So you might as well turn yourself in because you will be caught. You can turn yourself in, or you can wait for a SWAT team to show up at your house, or to do a felony stop and take you down at gunpoint. The choice is yours. Turn yourself in.
Can you speak to how that relates to pursuits? I know you've been very open about pursuit policy, or how does that relate, catching these criminals to your pursuit policy?
Well, you know what? We are going to start chasing individuals. We cannot let the criminal element in this country continue to opt out of responsibility simply by taking off. And God knows someone will die because of a pursuit, and everyone will point the fingers at the cops and not at the individual fleeing that had already hurt someone in the first place, because that's the country we've turned into, where we try to blame the police for everything instead of the individual that knows darn well how dangerous the streets are. Having said that, we want our officers to use good judgment. I trust them. We need to trust them. We need to pay attention. When you see police cars with license sirens, get out of the way. We had officers responding to this scene today where a young man was shot and people on 225 don't even bother getting out of the way. When you see lights and sirens, you're supposed to go to the right. Do not slam on your brakes. Don't go left. Simply yield to the right. That's what's required of us. This is an effort that has to be the community, the police, the courts, elected officials. The media plays a role because you help us get out this information, not to mention educators, and lastly, families. Parents need to know where their kids are at. Parents need to make sure they supervise their kids. And like my mom used to tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. If you're letting your kid hang out, and I'm not talking about this specific case, but with gang members, when another gang member shows up and your kid's with them, guess what's going to happen if they decide to shoot? Anything else?
Just we have the families and notified of the minor?
Not yet. We're trying. We still haven't made positive identification.
Is that vehicle in question, in regards to this scene with that door open and everything? You know, we see a lot of evidence markers on the ground. Are you able to lay out the land here of kind of the sequence of events and what you know?
That vehicle, and I know a license plate is there. I would just ask you to be respectful of that individual. I don't believe that vehicle's involved. I believe that may be just an innocent party that was in the area when this went down.
So all we know as of right now, shooting occurred out here. Officers responded. Juvenile succumbed to their injuries, and no suspect description.
Oh, we're going to catch a suspect, and I'm not going to put that out right now. My investigator have asked me not to. That's how confident we are we're going to catch this individual. So again, if you're the individual or you're the family member of this individual, turn yourself in because we are going to catch you.
Any word if the victim knew the suspect involved?
That's too soon. Unknown at this time. Nada en español? Anything else? Oh, there's Spanish here? En español? Desgraciadamente esta tarde como las 7:59 p.m. Hubieron reporte de un tiroteo aquí en el mall de Aurora. Inmediatamente oficiales del departamento de policía de Aurora que estaban trabajando fuera de servicio por el uniforme llegaron aquí del teatro y encontraron un muchacho joven que fue abalazado. Los oficiales inmediatamente empezaron a darle auxilio de emergencia con el CPR, el CPR, y la ambulancia llegó en unos minutos y desgraciadamente el muchacho murió en el hospital de los niños aquí en Aurora. Esta tarde teníamos muchos jóvenes aquí buscando problemas, no estaban prestando atención a los oficiales que están trabajando aquí, a los padres, a la mamá. Tienen que saber dónde están sus hijos. No dejen que sus hijos estén con amigos que son pandilleros o que son malas personas, pues desgraciadamente estas cosas pasan. Estamos buscando un sospechoso y no podemos decir más nada, pero le puedo garantizar que esta persona va a ir presa porque la vamos a encontrar. La otra cosa que pasó esta tarde, otros eventos de crimen violento y tuvimos una persecución de nuestros oficiales y sí cogimos a los sospechosos. 4 juveniles, un hombre macho y 3 mujeres, jovencitos, que están asaltando, que están cometiendo violencia y no podemos permitir eso. En esta ciudad vamos a caerle atrás al delincuente y el que está haciéndole daño a nuestra familia. Si conoces quién es el sospechoso que cometió este homicidio, le garantizo que lo vamos a encontrar, así que no espere que nosotros vayamos a buscarlo, entréguese para que no pase nada malo. Anything else from anybody? Again, thank you all. Appreciate your patience. Hang in there, okay? Thank you.